New cards, PogChamp. New cards, PogChamp. All right, we're going to be hard-pressed to get this one to 8 minutes, but I'll do my best. First up, a rundown of Maze of Muertos. We already know what's in this set. Let's look at the chibis. All right, Gaia the Fierce Knight chibi. Bad. Elemental Hero Sparkman chibi. Bad. Time Wizard chibi. Very good. Pumpkin the King of Ghost chibi. Maybe the card that justifies the chibi rarity. Arm Dragon level 3. It's just green in the background for an amazing reason. Winged Karibo. Excellent chibi. Arm Dragon level 10. If there was ever a use case for this card. Archfiend Eris. Cute. Shark Drake. Really puts into perspective how stupid Shark Drake looks. All right, I'm really in on Pumpkin and Time Wizard, but I don't love the others. Next up. The Lock Chibis. All right, here's what we got. Ready? Vsauce. This one is so good. This is like, I can't believe how good this is. It's perfect, man. Look at that background. Look, again, compare. Green. Come on. Ib the World Chalice Justiciar. Correct rarity of this card now. This is a card that was made to be a chibi. Dude. It's so good. Exo Sisters Magnifica. Look at that. Oh. Crusadia Avramax. Sure, whatever. Dark Ruler No More. Very funny. He's hitting him with the blast. The Bungus Blast. All right. We should also talk about Tournament Pack 30. So we know what's in Tournament Pack 30 now. Our ultis are Nash Knight, Typhon, Tracer. It's got some stuff that is irritating in terms of trying to get. No Medius, though. That would have been nice. They do have the Archmage Power Patron, which is something. Chaotic Elements and Super. Outside of that, not a lot to be excited about. All right. We are getting a new set called Battles of Legend Glorious Gallery. And you can see we are going all in on Tour Guide from the Underworld. I love that they didn't change their face at all. More extended art cards. Look at that Borland. Look at that. That Chaos Angel looks unbelievable. That Zark looks great. That Spirit Charmers fucking sucks. All you get to see is their feet. I don't understand why. New chibi cards. All we know real quick is Vampire Lord, Summon Skull, or that might be the Red Eyes one. Shien, Lagia, DMG, Tour Guide. And then dozens of brand new cards. All right, so we're getting the new Shadal cards in this. We're getting the new Tellers in this. And there he is. Masked Hero, good one. Excited for this one. It won't be out till June. That's unfortunate. But legal in time for Worlds, I think. That's exciting. All right. Time to talk about the two new cards PogChamp we have. Return of the Mac. Hit up what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new... Okay, listen. I'm white. I know Macklemore. Extended arts for both of Yugi's iconic rituals. Here we go. You can't say that? No. Actually, I can say that. So we got two new guys. Chaos DMG and Blackluster Soldier. And we've got Black Magician, the Ultimate Magical Swordsman. Why does he have a sword? This guy never needed a sword. All right. Canopy Normal Summoner set has to be special summoned by shuffling a spellcaster or warrior ritual monster from your hand or graveyard into the deck. Pretty easy summoning condition. You can discard this card to put a continuous trap that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness from your deck or graveyard to your field face up. Unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects while you have a ritual spell in your graveyard. Wow. Once per turn, you can banish 2 cards your opponent controls. Interesting. It's funny that this is Rhoda. Skull Archfiend of Chaos. Cool name for this card. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 3 cards in your graveyard or face-up banishment, including a card that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness or Skull Archfiend of Chaos. Put them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and if you do special discard, if sent to the graveyard, you can send a ritual spell from your hand or deck to the graveyard to add a ritual monster mentioned on it from your deck to your hand. This card's crazy strong. Mystical Celtic Sage. Oh my god, he's back. If this card is normally special summoned, you can activate this effect. You can only special summon from the extra deck once for the rest of the turn. Also reveal your entire hand. If there's a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness in it, you can draw 3 cards and discard 2. That's right, it's Graceful Charity. You contribute this card to special summon a ritual monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your hand. And finally, Garifo. You ain't got to worry about him. That's just Garifo. The next battle or effect damage you take this turn becomes 0. Set a quick play spell or trap that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness from your deck. It can be activated this turn. For the ritual summon of exactly 1 level 8 monster with an effect that requires use of monsters, this can be used as the entire tribute. They made him good. That's crazy. All right, and now the full arts. Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician. They're going to get a better name for this. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add a spell from your graveyard to your hand, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Spell traps you control can't be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects. You can target a card your opponent controls, banish it face down, and Lackluster Soldier, Soldier of Light and Darkness. You can ritual summon this card with Ritual of Light and Darkness. If this card is special summoned, you can target a card your opponent controls, banish it, can't be destroyed by battle, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card, and when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make it gain 15, and if you do, it makes a second attack in a row. I like that all these effects are from their respective monsters. Magician of Black Chaos is the ritual that does dog shit nothing, but Demok is also that guy, and these are Demok effects. Here's the Ritual of Light and Darkness. Ritual summon in Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician, or BLS Soldier of Light from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, or banishing monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed. If this card is in your graveyard, you can add it and 1 card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your graveyard to your hand. Mystic Box of Chaos. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets another card you control, return 1 of those cards you control to the hand. If you do, destroy a card on the field, then special summon a monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your hand with a different name than the return card, ignoring its summoning conditions. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon a ritual monster that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness from your hand or deck. Chaos Hats. When your opponent activates a normal spell or trap card, you can choose 3 spell and trap cards with different names from each other from your deck and 1 monster in your MMZ that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness. If you do, special the spells as normal monsters whose name is Chaos Hats and face down defense, set the chosen monster, shuffle them on the field, and the opponent's activated effect becomes destroy 1 opponent's set monster. Mind Shuffle. During either player's turn, you can add a monster that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. When your opponent activates a card effect, you can return a level 7 or higher monster you control to the hand. Special monster with a different name from your hand that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, so I really like these cards. I'm going to be honest. I really like these cards. I think they're cool. They're a neat direction for these cards that were sort of tangentially related just by virtue of being bad rituals with no effects. I kind of want to guide you through the ways in which some of these cards that look like shit aren't shit, right? So this card, Mystic Box of Chaos, is like, okay, well, your opponent's always going to play around this because they're just not going to play targeting cards, right? They have to target a card you control. Well, these 2 cards specifically box out activated effects except for the ones that target. So I do like that they've like taken the feeling that you can't play around everything if you're getting magicked on and expressed it in gameplay in a way that feels interesting, right? The goal is like they'll have to target it and then you get to activate Mystic Box of Chaos, which if you meet the activation condition is really good. This Chaos Hats is a really funny mechanism by which, firstly, you can get any spell trap you want into the graveyard. This is something that people were doing near the end of Magical Hat's lifespan before Foolish Burial Goods came out. It was the premier way to just get spell traps from your deck into the grave. Now this is, and there are good targets. For instance, this one, if in the graveyard, can add it and a card that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness from your graveyard to your hand. So this sets up a +1 on your opponent's turn. A +2, rather, if you discount this card, because you're already getting value off of this. This ritual card is really good. Banishing monsters from the graveyard is fantastic because Garifo, this for the ritual summon of 1 level 8 monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card can be used for the entire tribute. Works like Sphere Karibo, right? In that it can be the entire tribute if it's banished from the graveyard, I think, right? And this card is good, too. It's weird that it has the Karibo effect to trick you into thinking that it's bad. But this Discard this card, then set a quick play spell trap that mentions Ritual of Light or Darkness that can be activated this current turn is really, really strong. It means that as early as turn 1, you have either a way to protect an opponent's affected targets or a way to negate an opponent's normal spell trap. This trap card, I'm not super enthused about. The funny thing the card does is you can port back and forth between the two rituals over and over again because the second effect isn't a once per turn. But I don't really see a fantastic use for that, right? You can get a spell back. It's kind of difficult for your opponent to get these guys because they have to target your guy, and then you can just port him out and port him back in. You know what I mean? You do get the banish every turn. In fact, the least exciting part of this archetype is the ritual monsters. I think they're pretty normal. Like, I think they could be a little bit more pushed. But as is, they are probably good enough with a suite of cards this strong around them. Love, love, love Skull Archfiend. Love, love, love Mystic Celtic Sage. Mostly because this deck doesn't have a convincing normal summon. I think these are a really cool way to give these two monsters that basically don't do anything an identity. Magician of Black Chaos has just been like a shit weird DM forever, except for Demok. And Blackluster Soldier, they cannot figure out what they want this guy to be. They legitimately cannot figure. They know he is a ritual. The Super Soldier stuff was the closest we've gotten to like an identity. But I do appreciate that they're like, no, this is a ritual guy, just like Magician of Black Chaos. He's bad. You're going to be porting between them. Exordio's video shows up the shows the gameplay loop pretty nicely. Yeah, let me see it. Playing an MD Pro 3. Oh, who would have thought? All right. 10-year anniversary on Exordio. That's crazy. Okay. Black Chaos to set the trap. Mind Shuffle. That gets ashed. Prevents us from getting a monster. Oh shit, Multiplying Karibo triggers here. Finally, a use case for this card, which has an overframe. Let's go. Alright, summon out Mystical Celtic Sage. Gets Veilered. No big deal. We already have everything we need. We can chain Chaos Hats. That's going to help it dodge Veiler. Setting Waking? Oh my god. Wait, you're goated. That's a really... Oh no, they picked Waking! Okay, that is not going to happen all the time. Ritual of Light or Darkness, because it's an 8, that's the full condition. Grab back the box. Grab back the Ritual and the Chaos Hats. Set 2, go to end phase. The hats don't die at end phase. I just assumed they would. Grab Skull Archfiend, discard it. Trigger, send the Ritual spell, grab BLS, and now you have both names in rotation. Cool. So your opponent does anything, and you can port out, if you like. Multiplying Karibo gets to add Garifo. Or Detonating. Wait! You get to play a pretty robust suite of cards here. Detonating is a monster negate, so you get to stop the Fallen of Albaz. Special out Malulu. Labubu, we're making Albalenidus, go to battle phase. Walk over the Karibo. Walk over the hats. Main phase 2, end phase. That doesn't seem like what they should have done with the turn, but what do I know? Go for the banish. Go for Skull Archfiend. Put back all the crap. Summon him out. And that's it. This is cool. Here's Garifo for the trap. Trap can be immediately activated. Grab Skull Archfiend, discard it. That triggers the Skull Archfiend. We send the Ritual, grab BLS. From here, we go to main phase. They go Ice Ryziel, activate the effect. That's a Multiplying Karibo. Multiplying Karibo to the field. Ice Ryziel resolves to grab Sword. Sword trigger, but we can activate the effect of the new Synchro guy to just reveal a bunch of garbage in the extra. Summon him out. Send Pack Bit. They grab Ext. Pack Bit triggers. Put back the Ice. Summon out Ext. Ext trades with Mirlogic Aggregator targeting the trap. Trap triggers to bounce the big boy. Oh my god, level 7+. Wow, so we get BLS. Then Ext triggers for Node. BLS to banish the Ext. Node, because we have an Xyz engrave. Send the Ice in the back row. Multiplying Karibo. Go get what? Detonating Karibo. Node effect. Bring back Sword. Make Detonator, but that only contests the Detonating Karibo. Okay, well there's fucking Habakiri, so what do you want? Ash the Saji. Detonator here. Chain detonating Karibo. Chain detonator. Target detonating Karibo. Popped. Popped. Pass. But the trap probably gets us back into the game. Oh, that's a good draw, too. First up, the Black Chaos. Trigger the graveyard effect of Ritual. Target the trap. Chain Harmonia. 3, 4, 5. Chain the trap. Go grab Skull Archfiend. Pitch it. Resolution. That guy goes. We do get to pop the trap, but it doesn't matter. We add back 2 cards here, one of which is Garifo. Then we can Skull Archfiend to send the Ritual. They'll go Mirror Logic Aggregator, target the 8. Endrol and Lockbird, that's actually pretty consequential. Chain Garifo here. We're going to set a quick play. Skull Archfiend to the field. Shuffle back the pack bit. And then this is just lethal. Damn! Really, really interesting deck. I'm excited.